Hello everybody, today I'm going to be doing my May wrap-up and my June TBR. Wow, that hair was in my face that whole entire intro. I apologize. There's a dog right there. Do you see him? Right there. There's another dog right here. It's like rub my tummy. So this month was a good reading month, but it was kind of stressful because, as you guys know, I needed to read the whole entire Heroes of Olympus series like this month. So that's a lot of reading that I needed to get done so I could read Trials of Apollo for the Presutopia Book Club Book of the Month, and I'm so glad I finally got to it because it was so good. But more on that later. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about what I shall be reading this month and what I read last month. So let's get into it. The first book I read was The Lost Hero by Rick Riordan. I did enjoy this book. I was kind of not thrown off, but it was kind of just weird seeing new characters being brought into this world because, you know, it's been the tremendous trio for so long, for 5 books, and then having new characters being brought in, it was like, whoa. But I love Leo. Leo was a great character. So I did enjoy The Lost Hero. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. Next, I read The Son of Neptune, and this was really good. I expected it to start off where, you know, this book left off with, like, you know, certain someone's going and reuniting with certain other peoples, but nope, it didn't happen until, like, the 3rd book, that scene. But I still really enjoyed this book. I gave it, like, I think a 4 out of 5 stars. It did grip me, but it did not, like, wow me as much as some of the other books did, but it was still very good. The Mark of Athena was really fun to read as well. I think it was one of my favorite ones, probably my second favorite one. It was very great. I really enjoyed certain aspects of it, and I loved how they got out of the US in this book because I love seeing, like, Rome and Greece and the rest of the novels because I'll be visiting to those places next year, so I would love to know more about them in novels and fictional worlds so I can know where to visit, really. Like, who needs travel books when you have fictional works of amazingness to lead you on your quest through Europe? I mean, that's how I think of it, at least. House of Hades was my favorite one I read out of the bunch. Like, it was so good. I loved how they were in 2 different places, how some of them were in Tartarus and the others were up above and doing all crazy stuff, and everybody's in different places, but it was so good. And I also loved just how they had the Greeks and Roman sides and how craziness was going down on either sides, and oh, so good. Next, I read Blood of Olympus. It was not the best book out of the bunch. I think it was my least favorite out of all of them, sadly, but you know, it was still good, but just not as wowing as the others. So I would give it like a 4 out of 5 stars. I think I gave it 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. It was late, guys. It was late, so I was just like 5 out of 5 stars. I'm like the biggest giver of 5 out of 5 stars. I need to be more like strict with my rating policy. I'll get there, guys. I'll get there. Then I read Trials of Apollo, and oh my god, guys, this was so good. So good, guys. Like, this book was amazing. I loved Apollo. This book actually made me LOL, and I don't normally laugh out loud of books. Like, maybe I like snicker like in this book, though, I was like oh, Apollo. So funny, so hilarious. So I definitely enjoyed this book. I loved the trials he was put on, and I cannot wait to see what other adventures lie within this series later on. Did you just throw up? Are you okay? Oh, you didn't throw up. You're just gagging. Oh, he's so cute. Mwah. And the book I read second this month, so I first read The Lost Hero, but then I read this book, but I decided to leave this until last because it deserves its own glory. And it is A Court to Mystic Fury by Sarah J. Maas. Oh, this book, though, was amazing. I did a review on it, so if you guys want to check that out, go check it out. It was a fun book, and a crazy book, and an enlightening book, and a, like, romantic book, and a steamy book, and a, like, a riveting book. Oh, there's so many, like, good words I could use for this amazing novel. I just loved it. I love the seasons that were in it, because there are seasons, because you look, the summer court, the spring court. I love the transition of days in it, aka night, dawn. Why am I don't know what I'm saying anymore, guys. I just loved every aspect of this book, and it was truly an amazing novel. It did not have the second book slump. It had the second book spunk. That's my new saying. I love spunk. Pretty sure I gave this a 10 out of 5 stars. Yep, that was the thing that happened. Okay, so those are all the books that I read last month. Now let's get into the books that I shall be reading this month. And for this month, I have a much looser schedule than I did last month, so I'm just gonna be reading what I want to read. So with me are just very tentative books that I plan on reading. One of them actually already started reading, which I'm super excited to talk about, but the other books, like, I may read, I may not. Who knows? I'm gonna be very relaxed this month, and I'm gonna be reading a lot of books, but whatever books I want to read, because yeah! So the book I'm currently reading is named The Dragon by Susanna Kearsley. This book is truly phenomenal. Susanna Kearsley weaves myth and just amazing legends of, you know, Scottish folklore, Welsh folklore, English folklore, and just weaves it into her tales, and it's so well done, and I cannot wait to get into it because I've heard that her writing is similar to Diana Gabaldon's, and I love Diana Gabaldon, so that makes me very happy. This book is about a woman who goes and travels to the Welsh. I cannot speak today, guys. So it's about this woman who visits So this book is about a woman who travels to the Welsh countryside and just discovers all these myths and legends about this countryside and this castle called Castle Farm. It's about her uncovering these like legends and mysteries with a playwright, a brooding playwright. I love my brooding playwrights, who doesn't? And you know, it's about them adventuring and figuring out what actually is happening in this book and about nightmares and craziness, and I'm really excited. This summary really does not go that into the story, like it doesn't go in very depth, and I'm really excited to see what's actually inside, so it's kind of going to be a surprise for me. Next I'm going to read The Prom Will Forever by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I love Jennifer's books, guys, like I'm so excited. This book is about a girl. Her name is Mallory, and she's been homeschooled up until her senior year of high school, where she actually goes to public school. Oh. Why? I don't know yet. I guess I'm gonna find out in the book. It's about her running into an old friend named Ryder, and it's about Ryder and her and their romance, but also them kind of leaning on each other when all this craziness is going down in their lives, and how Ryder's life kind of gets thrown off track and Mallory's is still haunted by nightmares. And I'm really excited to see what's actually gonna be in this novel, because Jennifer always wows me with her writing and her novels, so I'm pumped. This next book, I feel like it's gonna be very mystical, and I love my mystical stuff. Like, if you cannot tell, like, I love mysticalness. Really pumped and really excited about that. Sorry, just got distracted by a pile of books that are on my desk. So this book is TYMES End by B.R. Collins. I believe somebody gave me this at a meetup when I was in the UK. So this book is about these two characters, Bibi and Oliver, and Bibi, she never feels like she exactly belongs anywhere except this place called TYMES End. And it turns out Oliver, he's owned TYMES End for like 10 years, and he comes back and they run into each other and they discover TYMES End together, and about all the, you know, horror that lies within, but also the romance as well, and the romanticness of this very old building, and it's more like a manor. It's a manor. I hope it takes place in like the UK. Oh my gosh, there's a bookmark in here that has like Scotland on it. Oh, I know who got me this. Oh wait, it's from Laura. Laura, thank you. Okay, and lastly, I have our book club book of the month for the Peruse Utopia book club. And if you guys want to join the Peruse Utopia book club, the link will be down below. So this month we're working with Penguin to bring you our next book, which is called Rebel of the Sand by Alwyn Hamilton. I still need to listen to that musical, guys. I haven't yet. I know I'm awful. Probably like the only one who hasn't yet. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not really a musical person. You guys know that. I only listen to Celtic bagpipe and Celtic mystical music. I'm so hipster. So this book, I cannot wait to tell you guys all about. So the thing is, I try to summarize this book a lot of the times, and I can never get it right, so I'm just gonna read you the side summary because they do such a better job than I could ever do. I just suck at summarizing books, guys, you know this. Mortals rule the desert nation of Miraji, but mystical beasts, you hear that accent right there, guys? That still roam the wild and remote areas, and rumor has it that somewhere Dijin still perform their magic. For humans, it's an unforgiving place, especially if you're poor, orphaned, or female. Amani Alhizan is all three. She is a gifted gunslinger with perfect aim, but she can't shoot her way out of Duskwalk, the backcountry town where she's destined to wind up wed or dead. When she meets Jin, a rakish foreigner, in a shooting contest and sees him as a perfect escape route. Why can't I say route without that accent? But thought she spent years dreaming of leaving Duskwalk. She never imagined she'd gallop away on a mystical horse. How? I would love to gallop away on a mystical horse. Or that it would take a foreign fugitive to show her the heart of the desert she thought she knew. And I'm so excited because it's about this girl, and it's about her embracing her power, and it's about this like romance, and it's about just like, you know, desert lands. And I love stories that take place in the desert. I love like Arabian stories. Like I love 1001 Arabian Nights. Like you guys know that's my favorite classic like story, and cannot wait to read this book even though it's not based off of that, you know, classic. I'm still gonna love it. I know. I've heard great things about it. I heard so much about this on BookTube and on like the blogging hemisphere of books. So I really want to read it. So please join us because the link will be down below for the book club and the book. All the books I mentioned in this video will be linked down below as well if you guys want to go check them out. So that's all for today's video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!